90-day tell-all. Sarper reveals Shekinah kicked him out less than 1 month after they got married. Sarper is claiming that Shekinah kicked him out of their shared home less than a month after they got married in 90-Day Fiancé's 90th wedding. In part 1 of the tell-all for season 11 of 90-Day Fiancé, which aired Sunday, June 22, host Sean Robinson revealed that Shekinah had sent producers a video taken on Christmas Day after one of their fights. According to the video, Sarper had taken off his ring and left it on a table at the apartment. "It's Christmas morning. Sarper's usually sitting here in the morning, but he's gone. And he left his ring," Shekinah said while showing the band on the table. She also revealed that Sarper had left behind an air tag that she previously placed on his keys, adding, "Merry Christmas to us." When asked why he took off his ring, Sarper revealed he was kicked out of the house and spent 10 days at a rental. Shekinah then told the group, "This was less than a month after we got married. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I hope you are well. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon." Sarper said the incident was triggered by small arguments that led him to explode. "I need to be more calm, but I cannot," he explained. "It's not my character." The arguments have apparently turned ugly. Shekinah claimed Sarper has continued to threaten to go back to Turkey, everyone else in the country. Dan, Shekinah's friend, said a man who is 1000% in love with her would never do that, and she agreed. "I feel like he doesn't truly love me if he can so easily get up and leave," she explained to the group. Before the tell-all began, Shekinah claimed she and Sarper were not on a unified front. In a confessional she said, "We're not good. I feel like everything changed once we got married, and this is just my biggest fear coming to life." During the tell-all, Sarper described his marriage as a roller coaster filled with ups and downs. He later revealed that he and Shekinah did not sleep in the same hotel room the night prior. Earlier in the segment, Shekinah also said the dynamics in their relationship changed once Sarper arrived in the United States, noting that Sarper became depressed following the move, causing him to grow resentful. "I am always the control freak, so I have to control things, and when I don't control things I feel depressed," Sarper admitted. He then confessed, "I don't like the marriage." When asked to elaborate, Sarper said, "It brought a lot of new responsibilities and duties to my life. Being dependent is the biggest nightmare of mine, and we have egos," Sarper explained. "When we start to fight on something, it starts from a small thing. Like an avalanche, it gets bigger and bigger. And then it explodes." Shekinah's friend Dan also suggested the relationship did not seem healthy. He claimed Shekinah had not spent time with his friend in the 4 months following the wedding and suggested Shekinah had lost a lot of weight. Sarper quickly began hurling insults at Dan, calling him a donkey, who sees himself as the unicorn, and comparing him to a spare tire. He also suggested Dan could be a danger to his relationship, especially considering he and Shekinah previously dated. After their segment, Shekinah and Sarper continued to argue backstage. In a confessional, Sarper suggested he and Shekinah were like enemies to each other. Separately, Shekinah said she felt she could not make Sarper happy. "He's not a supportive partner, period," she said in her confessional, "so I just started feeling really upset. I'm not okay. I'm having a moment. I feel alone." Sitting together in a dressing room, Shekinah said it felt like Sarper doesn't care about me as he glared at her. "You're mad at me for having emotions?" Shekinah sobbed. "You need so much therapy, it's insane." Sarper admitted Shekinah makes him crazy before issuing a warning to his wife. "You will lose me just because of you, and you will regret like a dog." "You called me a dog? What's wrong with you?" Shekinah tearfully replied. But Sarper continued to push her buttons, calling her naughty and spoiled. "It's so toxic, I'm sick of it," Shekinah cried before telling Sarper to leave me the F alone. After walking out of the dressing room, Sarper told producers, "She is impossible." Meanwhile, Shekinah told producers that Sarper is not capable of giving her what she needs. 90-Day Fiancé. Is Shekinah and Sarper's marriage already in trouble? It hasn't been that long since their bedding wedding, but it looks like Sarper Guven and Shekinah Garner of 90-Day Fiancé may already be running into marital issues. But that's not really surprising considering the numerous troubles they had even before tying the knot in bed. In fact, many fans wondered if they would actually cross the finish line. They had so many relationship ups and downs. But they pushed through them all and made it to I do. And now it seems like they are wondering if perhaps they should have given it a little more thought. Unfortunately, the clock was ticking on the K1 visa. Shekinah Garner says, everything changed after marriage to Sarper Guven. But that's all hindsight now. In an emotional clip from the upcoming 90-day Fiancé tell, the couple get candid about what life has been like after their unique wedding ceremony. The wedding was perfect and I loved how intimate it was, Shekinah shared. There was no one else there and it was really just special. Then she started to cry as she added, but now I feel I'm going to get emotional. Just everything changed after we got married. And that was my biggest fear and it just came true. Sarper agreed with her saying that change was his biggest fear as well. And even though they made it and stayed together, the future looks pretty daunting for the couple. Shekinah explained that it has been hard with Sarper's move-in and adjusting to life in the United States. Sarper changed, our dynamic changed because now we're in the US and he moved into my place, which I know is hard because it does feel like it's my place, you know. Sarper went through a really bad depression and it brought up a lot of anger from him at me. For his part, Sarper explained that his depression stems from a lack of control. I am always the control freak, so I have to control things, and when I don't control things I feel depressed. If you ask me, I don't like the marriage. Looks like trouble in paradise. And serious trouble at that. The couple have always said that after going through what they have, they can make it through anything and that loving each holds the relationship together. I guess now they'll find out if love is enough. 90-Day Fiancé stars Shekinah and Sarper appear to be dealing with some serious marital issues, as their honeymoon period perhaps didn't last long. Their fairy tale is turning sour, and viewers are smelling some trouble in their paradise. Apparently, the couple recently had their wedding and stepped into their happily ever after. Shekinah and Sarper were the happiest couple alive during their wedding. But little did they know that their happiness wouldn't last long. Is this true? What is this all about? What is happening now? Keep on reading to learn some shocking details about Sarper and Shekinah's marriage. 90-Day Fiancé. Sarper and Shekinah reveal details about their wedding. Sarper and Shekinah became the 90th couple to walk down the aisle on the 90-Day Fiancé show. But their big day was a bit different as the couple decided to have a wedding, and not a wedding. Shekinah explained that they both were a bit scared of it and decided to exchange vows at a place where they were the most comfortable. Shekinah revealed that she and Sarper spend a lot of time on their bed, and getting married on their bed appeared to be really easy. Hence, the former didn't even tell her officiant about this and decided to make the arrangement. Even after having several issues, the couple recently exchanged vows and finally got married. 90-Day Fiancé stars Sarper and Shekinah felt that everything was perfect during their marriage. But the latter admitted with tears in her eyes that nothing was fine and got really emotional. The celeb claimed that everything changed after her marriage. Shekinah explained how her worst fear became true and things went downhill. In an exclusive clip by Extra, Shekinah claimed that Sarper has completely changed. She explained how the latter moved to America and began living in her house. The celeb noted that the places belonged to her, because of which Guven wasn't able to have any kind of control. She added, Sarper went through a really bad depression and it brought up a lot of anger from him at me. Sarper believes that there is some kind of anger that comes to him when he isn't in control. He explained how he was a control freak, and loved to control everything around him. Hence he wasn't able to deal with stuff, he felt depressed. But that's not all. Sarper added, if you ask me, I don't like the marriage. It was evident that Sarper wasn't loving the current dynamics of his marriage at all. Sean was quick to ask, you don't like the marriage? Apparently, Guven looked down and replied, no. This was a shock for the audience as Sarper and Shekinah clearly weren't able to manage the dynamics of their marriage. They aren't really happy and are facing a lot of issues. What do you think? Do let us know in the comments section. Keep coming back to the TV season and spoilers for more updates on this couple. Sarper reveals why he is not happy with Shekinah after marriage on 90-Day Fiancé Tell-All. 90-Day Fiancé Tell-All for Season 11 is about to drop, and TLC revealed clips from the upcoming episode. Among them is the Turkey native Sarper, who left his country to come live with Shekinah in California. On the show, it was seen by the viewers that the couple had a rocky start from the beginning. Day after day, new challenges would be thrown into their relationship, which they had to deal with along the way. The first one was how their living space was too small, with Shekinah and her daughter already living in the house. If Sarper was added to the accommodation, it left no space for the three of them to be together. During this time, Sarper would have to go outside when she had a client over at her house. The bodybuilder from Turkey then fell into trouble with Shekinah's friend, whom she dated once, but nothing happened between the two. His name is Dan, and he was skeptical about her relationship with Sarp, which started a cold war between the two. At the end, Sarper went ahead and hoisted a white flag as a peace offering to Dan, and that settled the score. However, the troubles did not stop there, as Shekinah then asked him to sign a prenup before the marriage. This shocked him, and it created yet another fiasco for the couple. Right now, with the 90-day fiancé tell right around the corner, Sarper has revealed yet another factor in his marriage that is troubling and making him unhappy. He says he does not like the responsibility aspect of the bond. 90-Day Fiancé stars Shekinah Garner and Sarper Guven are getting candid about their marriage issues. The pair, who recently said their I dose in bed literally, make it pretty clear the honeymoon's over in a preview clip from this week's 90-Day Fiancé tell-all. In the footage, Garner sounded content when talking about her wedding ceremony, but she quickly broke down into tears, revealing they've since been having a number of problems. It was perfect and I loved how intimate it was. There was no one else there and it was just really special, she said. But now, I feel like I'm going to get emotional. Just everything changed after we got married, and that was my biggest fear, and it just came true. Sarper changed, our dynamic changed because now we're in the US and he moved into my place, which I know is hard because it does feel like it's my place, Garner said. But Sarper went through a really bad depression and it brought up a lot of anger from him at me. Guven then admitted he's not in the best place mentally. I am always the control freak, so I have to control things, and when I don't control things I feel depressed. If you ask me, I don't like the marriage, he disclosed, leaving their co-stars, and Garner, shocked. In an interview with Extra this week, the couple talked about how their hardships have changed since marriage, while showing they're still together, both rocking their wedding rings. We have definitely continued to face challenges, just new ones, so we overcame the obstacles of long distance, of going through the whole visa process, and now it's on to the new challenges, and it hasn't been easy, Garner said. We're just having to acclimate to living together, and him trying to live in a new country has been really difficult because there's just so many things that make him feel so out of his element. If we can get through the things we've already survived, we can get through everything, I think, she added. We love each other. At least that holds the relationship in an axis, but I hope the strength will be enough, Guven added. You can watch the 90-Day Fiancé tell-all special Sunday, June 22nd at 8 p.m. on TLC. In the emotional moment, Shekinah and Sarper admit they are already struggling in their marriage. Shekinah speaks of the wedding, saying, "It was perfect and I loved how intimate it was. There was no one else there and it was just really special." Starting to cry, she continues, "But now, I feel like I'm going to get emotional. Just everything changed after we got married, and that was my biggest fear, and it just came true." Sarper agrees, saying, "Mine too." She says it has been hard with Sarper's move-in. Shekinah explains, "Sarper changed, our dynamic changed because now we're in the US and he moved into my place, which I know is hard because it does feel like it's my place, but Sarper went through a really bad depression and it brought up a lot of anger from him at me." Sarper says his depression comes from feeling like he's not in control. He confesses, "I am always the control freak, so I have to control things, and when I don't control things I feel depressed. If you ask me, I don't like the marriage." When moderator Sean Robinson asks, "You don't like the marriage?" Sarper looks down and replies, "No." Extra recently caught up with Shekinah and Sarper to talk about their marriage. Shekinah opened up about how much they've been through together already and feeling like they can get through anything. She admitted, "We have definitely continued to face challenges, just new ones, so we overcame the obstacles of long distance, of going through the whole visa process, and now it's on to the new challenges, and it hasn't been easy. We're just having to acclimate to living together, and him trying to live in a new country has been really difficult because there's just so many things that make him feel so out of his element." While Sarper acknowledged ups and downs during their 3-year relationship, he said, "We love other. At least that holds the relationship in an axis, but I hope the strength will be enough." 90-Day Fiancé Tell-All, Part 1 airs Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time/Pacific Time on TLC.